What's up, guys? This is Eddie again. I'm on my lunch break today. Just wanted to give you a little something. I just was feeling it, and so we're going to do it. And that's part of being obedient. Even though you've got other things going on, when God puts something on your heart, you got to do it. And that's the only way that you can reach His promises. I've fell away for a while, and I was in a bad place. And I know God brought me through it, but He used a man named John Gray. He is an associate pastor at Lakewood Baptist Church. For Joel Osteen, and I just wanted to give him some props and thank him for his obedience and for him bringing the word and being so powerful and being so anointed. I know the anointing is not his doing, but I'm thankful to God for him. He's really helped me a lot, and I proceed to watch him every day, and he touches my heart every time I watch him, and it really helps. And Brother John, I want you to know that I'm really thankful for you, and I want God to bless you with all that He has, and I hope He does, brother, and I know you're going to keep up the good work. So anyway, here's a little bit of word for you today. I am using my King James Version. I'm in the book of John, the 8th chapter. I'm going to start in verse number 1. This is about the woman caught in adultery. There's something else I want you to see in this message. Jesus went unto the Mount of Olives, and earlier in the morning he came again into the temple. And all the people came unto him, and he sat down, and taught them. And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? My first question is, where's the man that was committing adultery? Where's the person that was the other person committing adultery in this? Why was the woman the only one brought forward? So there's your first thing, is judgment. We were passing judgment on somebody and not passing equal judgment, but it's not our place to pass judgment in the first place. So it says they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. They were looking for something where Jesus was wrong. They were looking to prove him wrong because they did not believe he was the Son of God or the Messiah. But Jesus stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, were out one by one, beginning with the eldest even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Jesus had lifted up himself, and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. A couple of things I want you to see here. This is really good stuff. The first thing I want you to see is that it says that when they asked him this question, that Jesus stooped down and he wrote in the sand. Well, when Jesus came to this earth and lived a perfect life and died on the cross, he stooped. He stooped himself and his heavenly home to come here and put on the flesh of humans, so that he could sacrifice for us because he loved us that much. So don't ever think that you're too low for Jesus to get to you, because you're not. Jesus stooped for you. He stooped for me. And it says here also that when he had asked the people, whoever had no sin, you throw the first stone. Go ahead. Somebody throw the stone. Whoever's never sinned here, throw the stone. Well, they all dropped their stones, but they started with the eldest. Why is that? Well, because the eldest, I think, had a little bit more sense, and they knew. They were like, oh, he's right. I have no room to judge. Jesus was throwing out, about judgment here, about, not judging other people. This was a foreshadowing of that. And when he asked the woman, he says, where are your accusers? And she says, I have none. And he says, neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. So that Jesus is telling us that men and the devil and our mind and spirits and our mind, our soul and emotions, the things that are connected to our soul, that's what is going to judge people. That's what people are going to do. People are going to condemn you and judge you, and the devil wants them to do that. It leads them to do that because he wants you to feel bad about who you are, so you don't realize the victory that you have in Jesus Christ. You know, we have to remember, folks, that we have victory through Jesus, and we have to remember that he has already won this battle. You know, he's won the fight, but we do have battles, and our battles are in our mind, and our mind are susceptible to the devil and to his demons. So we've got to remember, and we've got to be in our book and know what the book says, so we can discern what is the good voice, what is the bad voice. It's just like the cartoons you used to watch, Tom and Jerry cartoons. You'd have an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other shoulder, whispering in his ear. That's no different than it is today, folks. And you have to be able to discern those voices. So I pray that you'll get in your book and you'll read, starting in the New Testament, read about the life of Jesus and what he done. And I promise it'll talk to you. You know, ask him to talk to you and illuminate it to you. This is Eddie. I gotta go back to work. Y'all have a great day. God bless you. Happy 4th of July.